March Madness rolls on with the girls' Class AA tournament. Dorothy and the Chicago Public League are not here, but Belleville's Lish sisters are, and along with Champaign Centennial, look to advance next on the IHSA TV network. And welcome to Redbird Arena in Normal on the campus of Illinois State University. A Class A champion crowned last week, Chicago Hope. The Chicago area well represented again this weekend. 5 Chicagoland teams in the Elite 8. We begin with a downstate confrontation here in quarterfinal number 1. Hello, I'm Lee Hall, and we are going to go now to our experts on game 1 today. Champaign Centennial taking on Belleville Althoff here in game 1. For the call of today's game, we go to the pride of East Peoria, Scott Slocum, and a coach's coach, Bernie Chero.
All right, thank you very much, Lee. We appreciate it. Bernie, a couple of relative newcomers to state tournament play. Last year, Champaign Centennial, of course, made it here before losing in round 1 to the eventual state champion, Hinsdale Central. As far as Belleville Althoff, you remember what this is like. They're brand new.
Well, you know, anytime somebody comes to the state tournament, there's always the excitement, but I really feel after talking to both coaches, both teams are prepared for today.
Okay, well, let's take a look on how these two teams got here. Of course, they are the downstate hopes for winning a state championship this year. Here's Centennial. You see victories over Mount Zion, Normal Community, and that super sectional game on Monday night over at Illinois Wesleyan University, a victory over our Peoria Woodruff. As far as Belleville Althoff, victories over Salem, Belleville East, and in the super sectional, Chatham Glenwood. Now, as far as the keys to the ballgame here today, Bernie, let's take a look at the players, because that's what's going to make or break these two teams.
And both teams have excellent players. Let's take a look at the visiting Champaign Centennial Chargers. Tamara Butler, she's a junior forward. Her stats this season are 11 points per game. She's led this team in rebounding also, and she's the type of player that can go inside and outside. She didn't play last year, but this year she's made her presence felt on the court.
As far as Belleville Althoff, everybody knows about Stephanie Lish.
Everybody knows about Stephanie Lish. Stephanie Lish is a guard. She's a 5'10" senior. Her stats, 25 points per game. She's the type of leader that you would want on your team, and she is going to Indiana State on a Division I scholarship.
When you talk about Champaign Centennial, this is a team that is balanced. They can get output from pretty much any of the 5 positions.
Very much, and as we look at the keys for Champaign Centennial and what Champaign Centennial has to do today, we look at a quick start. They know that if they miss their first 4 shots like they did last year in the tournament, that's not going to be a good thing. They need a balanced attack. All 5 players have to contribute in decision making. In the sectional, they had trouble with their shooting percentage. They're going to have to make good decisions tonight.
Well, we all know what we're going to get from Stephanie Lish. We're going to get 28 points a ball game, but what about Belleville Althoff? What else do they need besides Stephanie?
I'm really impressed with the way they play defense between the lines. They're going to have constant ball pressure. They're going to have to control the tempo of the game, and what I mean by that is when they want to go fast, they're going to go fast. When they want to slow down the game, they need to slow down the game. And then the best part of today's game is the Lish factor. We have 2 young ladies. They are sisters. They're the best sister duo in the state of Illinois. Stephanie will be the offensive catalyst, and Teresa will be the defensive catalyst.
It's Centennial and Althoff next, and we'll have it for you right after this local break. Champaign, Centennial, Belleville, Althoff for today's starting lineups. Here's public address announcer Dave Coley.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, we will always rise as we honor America with the singing of our national anthem. This afternoon's guest soloist is Courtney Alberta, a senior from Newton High School in Newton, Illinois. And now, ladies and gentlemen, let's meet the players and coaches in our first quarterfinal game of the day between the Chargers of Champaign Centennial High School and the Crusaders of Belleville Althoff High School. First, ladies and gentlemen, let's meet the non-starters from Champaign Centennial. A 5'8" sophomore forward, number 2, Christina Greider. A 5'8" junior forward, number 14, Marcia Johnson. A 5'9" junior center, number 15, Whitney Ford. A 5'4" junior guard, number 21, Ashley Brownlee. A 5'4" junior guard, number 24, Erin Holsch. A 5'6" sophomore guard, number 30, Sarah Plecki. A 5'4" junior guard, number 34, Katie Roberts. A 5'11" senior forward, number 40, Milana Winskas. A 5'6" sophomore forward, number 42, Kate Bowen. And a 5'5" sophomore guard, number 51, Takesha Hunt. And now, introducing the non-starters from Belleville Althoff. A 5'6" freshman guard, number 15, Montrese Coggins. A 5'9" junior guard, number 25, Rachel Padgett. A 5'6" senior guard, number 31, Lauren Harbin. A 5'9" freshman guard, number 32, Michelle Mabry. A 5'9" junior guard, number 33, Naimi Rakowski. A 5'7" junior guard, number 41, Kim Boren. A 5'10" senior forward, number 45, Nicole Crute. And now, ladies and gentlemen, introducing the starting lineups for this afternoon's game. For Champaign Centennial, a 5'4" senior guard, number 10, Annie Parrott. For Belleville Althoff, a 5'7" freshman guard, number 13, Teresa Lish. For Champaign Centennial, a 5'8" senior forward, number 13, Leah Beesline. For Belleville Althoff, a 5'7" senior guard, number 21, Jenna Renner. For Champaign Centennial, a 5'9" junior forward, number 20, Tamara Butler. For Belleville Althoff, a 6'1" junior forward, number 23, Sarah Thomas. For Champaign Centennial, a 5'6" senior guard, number 23, Megan Bashu. For Belleville Althoff, a 6' sophomore forward, number 43, Mallory Sullivan. For Champaign Centennial, a 6'1" senior forward, number 31, Ainsley Wellinghoff. And for Belleville Althoff, a 5'10" senior guard, number 51, Stephanie Lish. The Champaign Centennial Chargers enter the game with a 31-2 season record and are coached by Tim Fairchild. He's assisted by Kathy Weeson and Doug Parrott. The Belleville Althoff Crusaders bring a 23-5 record into the contest and are coached by Don Hayda. He's assisted by Jill Gombrick, Beth Cherry, and Don Padgett.
All right, we are just about set to go, and this one should be good. 31-2 Champaign Centennial against 23-5 Belleville Althoff. Again, your starters for Centennial: Feesline, Butler, Wellinghoff in the middle, Parrott and Bushu, Lish, Sullivan, Thomas, and the freshman Lish, along with Jenna Renner. And the officials for today's first quarterfinal game are Candace Danielle, Thomas Huster, and Bernard Ruse. Well, first time ever, Bernie, for Belleville Althoff. Some jitters or no?
Oh, absolutely. I think that even for the Champaign Centennial being here the second time, there's going to be some jitters, but as soon as that ball is tossed in the air, they'll forget about it and everybody's going to play.
Look of concern, a look of excitement on all 10 players' faces. We are just about set to go. Wellinghoff will jump for Centennial. And Sarah Thomas for Belleville Althoff. Centennial knows what it's like to be here. They made it to the first round last year before losing to eventual champion Insdale Central. 2003 Girls AA Tournament's underway, and Centennial wins it. Already, Lish makes her defensive presence known by poking an entry pass out of bounds.
And you know, that's definitely a plus for them because they wanted to get her to kickstart the defense.
Wellinghoff will try a 15-footer and make it. That's a heck of a way to start.
And that's a big statement because Coach Fairchild said we need to make our first basket. We need to make our first shot.
Lish can do it all, handles it, passes it, as you see there. Short jumper knocked down by Sarah Thomas.
Nice answer.
We're going to see an up-and-down game, I think, all day here, Bernie. Feesline to Butler. And she's
nice move to
Mara.
Mara. Excellent step through two defenders and made a great move to the basket.
Both teams not feeling the effects of playing on a big floor in front of a big crowd here early. There's what Lish does best, dominate.
Well, you know what? Lish has taken her team on a college floor at the Savas Center. They've played many a times on a D1 floor.
Parrott driving through defenders, and she can't get it to go, and Althoff has the rebound. Mallory Sullivan with the first rebound of the game for the Crusaders. Lish. Cut off. Now she fires from deep. That's no good. And rebound controlled by Feesline.
A little bit of pressure there by Teresa, causing Annie to give up the ball a little bit early.
Now, Parrott's a well-rounded player, can defend, can score, can handle the basketball. She feeds down low to Wellinghoff, who's going to get caught for traveling.
That was an excellent double team.
Of course, Bernie, this is a battle of downstate teams. Champaign, I-74, Belleville, of course, just outside of St. Louis. These two hold the hopes of teams south of I-74. Ball's poked out of bounds.
We're seeing our first pressure in the game, causing a turnover.
That's right, first turnover of the ball game for Belleville Althoff. It's something they don't do a lot of. There's Feesline.
Feesline will look for that shot. She'll usually take that shot.
Butler fires from the baseline, can't get it to drop, and we're going to have the first foul of the ball game.
And I think that's a great foul. Annie made her presence known here. She's the one guard starting everything, but she wants to come in and get some rebound position.
Annie Parrott's only 5'4", but plays much bigger than that. And she almost took it away from Stephanie Lish.
Known for their defensive expertise in the Big 12, Centennial will throw different types of defenses on you.
Stephanie Lish headed to Indiana State. We'll be telling you a lot about her because she is a special individual in the classroom and on the floor. Her pass is tipped up by Butler and taken away by Feesline. Now Butler, nice pass to Wellinghoff. Blocked from behind by Lish, and we have a jump ball.
You know, I really like what we just saw, Scott, because we saw excellent transition, all three lanes, and attacking the basket.
And here are the two cities, Champaign. It's getting big, isn't it? And the school, over 1,400 kids. Althoff, 761 students. And their athletic programs are, well, they're known statewide. Football, 3 state championships. They're good in everything.
Tamara putting some pressure on the point guard.
Nice pass by Lish. Thomas not able to knock it down. Wellinghoff controls and leads the break. To Brownlee, who just came in. Back to Wellinghoff.
Nice jump stop. You know, Wellinghoff started that by getting the rebound, had the nice outlet pass, and then set herself up for a nice score.
6-4, Centennial with the lead. That was a tough shot in transition, wasn't it?
Yes.
Here's Teresa Lish, and she's bumped by Parrott. And, oh, wait a minute, an offensive foul.
Offensive foul.
And that was scary for Centennial because that would have been the second foul on Parrott. This IHSA broadcast is brought to you by Country Insurance and Financial Services. Real people, real answers, real quick.
I love my job because I get to work with people. I totally consider my clients friends. I appreciate it when they actually ask me over for dinner.
I feel if you don't know a person personally, then how do you know what insurance they're really going to need?
We are real people. We all have the same goals, we have the same ambitions, and some of the same fears.
We definitely think of the client in personal terms.
When they trust you and they like you and you've helped them, it makes me feel great.
This is my country.
Call me anytime.
I think the experience of playing in Chicago was a great one for our team. Getting out of town, we had the advantage of flying to Chicago. We had a great bus driver who showed us all around the city, and getting to play, playing the games at a higher level. Playing Chicago Hope, who won the Class A state championship last week, played a very good game against them, and played New Trier, who is one of the top-rated teams also. So I think the experience of playing out of town and showing our weaknesses. You know, we needed to come up here and play some better competition, and I really know it helped us the last 10 or 11 games, you know, taking off from there.
Had a chance to sit down yesterday and talk to Don Hayda, a real good guy. And Bernie, you remember what it was like for your first time. He was walking around during the shoot-around, smiling from ear to ear.
He just told the girls, listen, just soak this all up. Just enjoy it.
6-4 Centennial, a little over 3 minutes gone in this game. A new player in the ball game is Winska. She misfires, and Stephanie Lish has another rebound.
I'm surprised Winska didn't take the shot. She was a little open there at the top.
Good crossover by Stephanie Lish, her second bucket. So good with the ball.
Little double team here, sister double team.
Nice pass from Parrott to Wellinghoff, and doesn't finish this time. Parrott controls, fires, no good. There's Winskus and a jump.
Oh, nice jump. Crowd wanted a block shot, but that was an excellent defensive play. She timed that very well. You can take a look. You can see right behind that she's taking a look at the ball, and she's giving us a good block.
There's Parrott. Ashley Brownlee, the 6th player in this.
I think she's going to make a difference in this game. Ashley Brownlee is really a quiet but strong playmaker.
There's Butler coming up short. Now Lish will lead the Crusaders in transition and let fire. Brownlee has it for the Centennial Chargers. Wellinghoff, real active today. She misfires. Good rebound by Winskus. And then a travel going to be called tomorrow.
I want you to just watch. Annie Parrott will be everywhere. Any loose ball, she's going to be on that loose ball anytime. You know, there's a save, she's going to try and grab it. Here's a little bit of different defensive pressure. They're going to try a diamond triangle double team pressure on Stephanie.
Lish forced to give up her dribble. Now they break the pressure with Thomas. Gives to Teresa Lish. She drives in, and there's the freshman.
You know, that's not a freshman move. That's a senior move, and that's her first shot. And I was wondering how long it was going to take for her to get into the offense, because she really is the 2 of the 1-2 punch.
Bernie Delicious, that's just not any family. While she may not be a freshman, that's not just a regular family. Butler off the feet from Parrott.
And Annie Parrott made that happen. Crossed through 2 defenders.
We're tied at 8. A little under 3 minutes left to play in the opening quarter.
Again, a change in defensive pressure. He's gap shooting now.
Lish runs into her own teammate, picks up the ball, and draws the foul on Wellinghoff. Stephanie Lish will earn herself a trip to the free throw line. For more information on the state tournament or for high school sports in general in the state of Illinois, www.ihsa.org. I live there. I love it.
Well, it's very, very informative, and if you're in a different part of the state, you can find out what's happening in other parts of the state.
80% free throw shooter Stephanie Lish makes the first one. Number 1 in her class, a perfect 5.0 grade point average.
Indiana State is happy to have her, I'll tell you that.
Makes them both.
A little bit of full court pressure here by the Crusaders.
And they force a turnover.
And it works.
Parrott not able to connect with Feesline.
One of the things Coach Hayda said is he wanted to control the tempo. He wanted to make sure whether it was fast-paced or slow-paced. And I think by causing that turnover, that helped out a little bit.
More pressure here by the Chargers. Teresa Lish comes ahead with Thomas. Tried to go through the lane. Wellinghoff there. Tip it out of bounds. It will remain Belleville Althoff basketball.
You can watch how the girls take their time against this pressure. And they just pass. They're very calm, very poised. And that's the way you need to be against any type of full-court pressure.
Steal by Brownlee off the inbounds. Brownlee runs in, misfires. Has her own rebound, though. Not a Parrott.
She's limping. I think she might have sprained her ankle a little bit.
Feesline fakes a 3, fires from 15, and gets it to drop.
That was really a nice move by Leah Feesline. A nice head fake and a nice step through, pull-up jumper. I'm really impressed with the way Centennial is actually just pressuring the ball, take the ball down the floor.
There's Jenna Renner. Gives it back to Teresa Lish. We're tied at 10, 2 minutes to play in the opening quarter. Thomas, nice feed inside. Hoop not able to handle a perfect pass from Sarah Thomas.
And Ashley Brownlee deflected that out of her hands.
Parrott brings it up against Teresa Lish. All the way to the basket and a jump ball. Good work by Nicole Crew. 5'10" junior standing her ground and forcing a jump ball. Tamara Butler re-enters the ball game, and she'll get Milano Winskus, who gave him a couple of good minutes off the bench. Althoff again will face pressure. It's going to be 32 minutes of up and down as far as Centennial is concerned. And almost a turnover.
You know, again, what we really want to try and look at out on the floor is how is Belleville Althoff handling the pressure. You know, Teresa Lish not really sure about what to do with the basketball. And you want to be really careful when you give up the basketball.
Feesline doing a nice job on Stephanie Lish. Renner, air ball from the left corner, and Butler has the rebound. And Parrott stepped on the sideline. Good pressure by Teresa Lish.
Great pressure by the freshman.
Centennial fans screaming for a foul.
Both teams wanting to play defense in between the free throw line, a lot of pressure in between the free throw line, not allowing easy things to happen.
Feesline looking into her eyes here, getting some confidence. There's another turnover.
Ashley Brownlee really gets off the floor
Sure does.
if she plays defense.
Nice move inside. Can't finish, though. And Thomas had the rebound, stripped away. They're going to give it to Althoff.
Ashley Bradley's on the floor. She's been everywhere. She's saying, Coach, I'm your number 6 player, but let me get in the game. Let me show you what I could do. That's great.
Well, and Coach Fairchild didn't wait long to bring her in.
He sure did not. And she's making a lot of things happen on the defensive end. If she could just finish on the offensive end.
And Feesline drawing, as we see another substitution in here for Centennial. Checking in is, let's see, was that Bashu comes back into the ball game. But Feesline doing a nice job. She's a strong girl. That's her strength, is her strength. There's Teresa Lish, short on the 3. And Feesline not able to save it, stepped on the end line.
You know, Scott, I really think it's going to be important that the Crusaders start to rebound their shots. They're coming down and putting up one shot, not rebounding the ball.
Still tied at 10. We have 45 seconds to play in the first quarter. Wellinghoff will have a seat. And back into the ball game is Winskus. Coach Fairchild doing a nice job with his bench here on the early going. Teresa Lish drives, gives to Big Sis, who's short on the 3. Good box out, too. But then a steal by Teresa Lish. She shoots
Great
it.
pressure. Nice dish.
To Thomas.
And an excellent pass by Nicole Cruz. It was double team and then just dish the ball off.
20 seconds to go in the quarter. Feesline hammered on her way to the basket. She'll shoot a couple.
Leah Feesline has such a great, quick first step to the basket. You know, you try and teach the girls, make your step to the basket, put the ball down where you take your step, and she does an excellent job with a solid fake and solid step to the basket, a strong step to the basket.
She is new to Illinois high school basketball. Last year, Bernie, All-State in Montana. Now, that might be a little misleading. She averages 6 points a game. You're like, wait a minute, 6 points All-State, but Montana has 13 AA schools. So she's one of the top 5 players among just 13 schools. Still, quite an honor.
That's an excellent honor. She is obviously recognized. We have so many All-State players that are on the floor this weekend.
Stephanie Lish rebounds after the miss.
And there's one of them.
Clock down to 14 seconds. And again, there's your girl, Brownlee, hustling down, poking away. A post pass.
Making a difference. You know, you always tell the kids when you come off the bench, just try and make a difference, make something happen. She's got to get it in. She's got to get it in.
Lish gets it into Stephanie with 10 seconds. Driving baseline. She's fouled. That'll be Feesline. And there's where you want the ball at the end of any quarter in your best player's hand.
Champaign Centennial foul 13. Leah Feesline, her first.
That is the first foul on Feesline. It'll be important for Coach Fairchild to keep her out of foul trouble today. 3 for 3 from the line now today, Stephanie Lish. She has 7 points.
She's an excellent free throw shooter, shooting 80% at the line.
Oh, you jinxed it. Missed it. Bradley with 4. She'll fire and wide to the left. That's it for the quarter. The score, Belleville on top, 13. Champaign Centennial, 11. We'll be back to Bloomington Number after these local messages. Althoff lead Champaign Centennial, of course, making their second appearance. Last year, the excitement, Bernie, of coming here only to lose, but not a bad team to lose to.
No, and they went on to win. I think they're really, both teams are in excellent position right now. End of the first quarter, both teams playing very well. Nerves are not a factor right now. They have possession here. I think Centennial, this is a critical possession for them. They want to make a statement right now.
2-point game, Althoff on top. Champaign Centennial in the blue uniforms, Althoff in the whites. Butler, right wing. That's too hard. Teresa Lish sets up the Crusader offense.
And this is a good idea because they've been coming down the first quarter and just generating fast break points. She's going to try and run some 1-4 here.
Nice pass.
Sees a nice weak side backdoor pass.
Renna misfires. Parrott ahead. Bashu to Wellinghoff, who draws the foul on Stephanie Lish. Boy, Wellinghoff, we mentioned it in the first quarter, Bernie, but very active, very athletic, 6'1", all Big 12 performer. She gets up and down the floor as well as any 6'1" player around.
Ainsley is very, very mobile and is the type of player that if she's on your team, you want to find her and you want to get the ball to her quick. She's a very strong, solid post player that usually can dominate in the paint.
64% free throw shooter, misses her first one, has a couple of field goals already. This to bring her team within one. Not able to do it. Crude controls. Stephanie Lish. Pull up, 15-footer, got it.
That was really nice by Stephanie. She took the ball to the left and was going to use a ball screen, but then decided to just take the ball inside.
Well, Feesline, a nice shake on Stephanie Lish. Got the Centennial fans off their feet. It doesn't happen often to Stephanie. Feesline, a drive and a miss. Wellinghoff there, can't get it to go. Teresa Lish, another rebound. Bounces ahead. Renna blocked by Wellinghoff. Sullivan not able to finish. Scramble on the floor, there's Feesline. And she'll throw it right to Stephanie Lish. Things getting a little sloppy. Teresa Lish. Nope. Stephanie fights up a shot.
She fought for that, and she deserved that basket. She had 3 defenders on her, and she kept her elbows nice and strong and powered it up.
11 points for Stephanie Lish. The lead is 6 now. Parrott has it blocked.
Crowd getting upset, wanting some fouls, but most of these block shots are clean.
Stephanie Lish catches her breath.
This is control now, right? And this is what Coach Hayda said he wanted to do. He wanted to control the tempo. He wanted to control the half-court set.
You can watch.
He's got to watch that 5-second count.
Parrott out on Teresa Lish. Sullivan, the sophomore, she's back out top to Jenna Renner. Teresa Lish, pull up, got it.
Nice shot by the freshman. Again, looking to score, coming out of a solid dribble.
Feesline tries to answer, does not. Parrott has it. Renna passed up and open. Actually, Thomas will rate that Bashu passed up an open 3.
Well, that was really a solid angle by Tamara Butler. Sat on her defender and just went across the basket.
Third field goal for Tamara Butler.
They need to get somebody in the middle of the floor against this pressure. Centennial's doing a great job of mixing up their defensive pressure. And what happens is the Crusaders are trying to break it.
We have a timeout on the floor. 4:49 left to play. First half. 19-13 Althoff.
You know, insurance can be confusing for most people if they've never had an opportunity to sit down and have it explained to them.
I'm a very good explainer. I explain everything in layman's terms because that's the way I understand things.
I want to make sure my customers understand exactly what they're buying.
We just need to take a little bit of time and explain it to them.
No gimmicks, no frills. I tell you how it is.
You have to really break it down so they can understand.
We have to make sure that our clients know that we can provide real answers.
This is my country.
And let them know there are no stupid questions.
It's been a lot easier. I don't know if the coaches had to do much more, although we understood the trip, but we had 5 girls that played last year, 4 girls that played last year, another one that was on the bench, and they were very well prepared. I mean, they talked to the other girls, and they're much more focused than last year. Just more relaxing.
Your 2 seniors, your 2 senior captains, they've won 111.
That's Tim Fairchild. He has 15-20 win seasons in 25 years at Centennial. 9 in a row. That's getting it done.
Yes, he's an excellent coach. I've coached against him for 20-plus years.
How many of those wins against you, Bernie?
Well, I think we have a good competitive nature. We're pretty even. We're pretty even.
I love to teach coaches.
He does a great job with the group of kids that he has.
Well, I hear you do too. So, Brownlee out of the timeout.
Nice job. Ashley Brownlee coming off a solid backdoor screen. Nice, nothing but net. And that's how you want to come out of a timeout.
That was big. Althoff is starting to get a handle on the game too. It's down to 3 now as far as Centennial goes. Inside, Thomas, a strong turnaround jumper.
Sarah Thomas with a solid answer.
Brownlee quickly back the other way. Barrett inside, Winskus, no. Rebound, Mallory Sullivan. Lish, baseline, Thomas, got it.
Nice shot. Sarah Thomas again, back to back. A little quiet in the first quarter, but 4 for 5.
Well, this is more of what we thought we'd see. Up and down. Good shooting. Annie Baird's been quiet offensively. Their leading scorer at 13 has not scored yet. Teresa Lish, the freshman.
And she's one of the main reasons why, because she's been a solid defender. There you go, with a nice solid block by a freshman against a senior. She's very, very quick defensively.
Those 2 girls couldn't be any different. Parrott has played every game for all 4 years at Champaign Centennial, and of course Teresa just a freshman. Started every game for 4 years. Record will probably never be broken, considering 2 of the years they went deep into the playoffs, played a lot of games.
It's very important for defense right now to make some type of stance, and that was an excellent read by number 23, Sarah Thomas, seeing where the defense was not and cutting to the ball.
Middle of the lane's open against the Centennial defense. Althoff with their biggest lead at 9 with 3 minutes to play in the first half. There's Brownlee, top of the key. Inside, Winskus not able to get it. Parrott, no. Feesline thought better of throwing up a wild shot. Parrott, nice pass. Winskus goes up and scores.
Excellent pass by Annie Parrott, and Winskus really hitting the bucket.
Well, they stayed with it that time.
Well, you know, as you look at some of the shots they're taking, they're rushing their shots because the defense is really putting so much pressure on the ball handler.
There's another traveling violation on Teresa Lish. In Teresa's defense, not that we need to defend her, but not a lot of help back there from her teammates.
No, and again, that's a credit to Champaign Centennial and the type of defensive pressure. They need to have a cutter in the middle of the floor at this point in time, and maybe Coach Hayda's going to talk to them about it. But I'll tell you what I'm most impressed with is the fact that as we look at the keys to the game, who's controlling the tempo of this game? Right now, Belleville Althoff is. When they want to set the half court up, they're doing that and they're scoring. When they want to run transition, they're doing that. So right now, he's just going to go ahead and address the fact that let's try and ease up on this pressure and figure out how to break it.
And Bernie, as you all know, it's all about putting the ball in the basket. Right now, Belleville Althoff 11 of 22 from the field, 8 for 28 from the field as far as Champaign Centennial. We welcome the Herscher High School Band from Herscher, the Kankakee, Bradley, Bourbonnais area. Bob Wilson, the band director, and they were here like at 9:30 this morning.
They were so excited to be here, and you know they should be because it's a competition to get here for the band also.
Couple of perennial powers up next, Galesburg and Oak Park Fenwick. That'll be coming up in just a little bit. Well, this, though, the first 2 games, this one I was very intrigued by. very intrigued by, just because these two teams seem so evenly matched.
Yes. And how big is this possession right here? I think.
Fees line to Brownlee. 2:17 left to play in the half.
Just watch the defense, just solid defense. Really making it difficult for them to score.
Reaching foul on Teresa Lish. That's her second foul. And the way she plays, that really ties her hands. And if you're Coach Ada, you may think about getting her out of there.
All the coaches on the bench, the assistants, everybody. No more, Teresa, no more.
She likes to reach so much. She plays defense very well with her hands. I know you're not supposed to. There's Parrott.
You know what? I'll tell you what. I don't know if you noticed how that was set up, but they ran a double screen from the weak side and really faked the defense out. And all that really was a clear out for Annie Parrott. That was nicely done.
Centennial's going to win. Parrott's got to come up big in the second half. Here's Stephanie Lish. To Teresa for three.
That was a nice shot by Teresa. Coming off wide open out of the pass.
Her toe is just on the red stripe here at Redbird Arena. She's got 6.
They just keep answering every time Centennial tries to crawl back.
Fees line to Brownlee. Fees line faking the three and traveling.
A lot of people disagreeing with that call.
Would you be one of them?
Right now, I think the officials are doing a good job.
That's right. You might have one of these three during a game next year. Right. Here comes Winska's back in.
I do like the fact that they're really letting the girls play and having some contact because, you know, we really encourage the girls to get solid, get strong, and make your presence felt and known. You know, create space between you and the defender.
Teresa Lish dribbling through pressure.
Well, she wanted to get rid of the ball. She saw the open player way down low and took her eye off the ball just for a little bit. Great recovery, though.
Approaching the 1-minute mark of this, the first half of the first quarterfinal game. Moving to normal. Stephanie got it.
Wow, what a great job. You know, the defender was on top of her all over the place. Melina Wink is trying to get her to pass the ball off, and she was like, no way, I'm maintaining this possession.
13 points for Stephanie Lish. Is that any surprise? Not at all. 29-20. Fees line to Bromley. There's Parrott. Down to 28 seconds. And Parrott and Winska's not able to get together.
I think that miscommunication there. Parrott gave her the eye to cut and break off from your defense, and she just did not do that. So it came into a turnover. A little frustration on her face right now.
Althoff will try to hold for the last shot here if they do break pressure. Lish gets it ahead to Renner.
They're going to look for taking one shot with 16 seconds left. That's a smart decision, I think.
And who do you think is going to get it?
I don't know. I'm sure she'll take the shot. I would think, Stephanie would be the one. She gives it to her sister. Then she gets the board. Good putback.
And that's it for the half.
What a great half. What a great half.
Althoff played very, very well. They lead 29-20. After the first half, and we talked a lot about Stephanie Lish, but what about Sarah Thomas? She averages 10 points in the first half on 5 of 6 shooting.
When I talked to Coach Hayda yesterday, he said, Bernie, you know, we really know we have the 1-2 punch with the sisters, but if we could get Thomas in the game and get her involved, that'd be great.
Lisa Prati has Don Hayda, head coach of Belleville Althoff. Lisa?
Coach, your team really picked up the pace and the tempo in the second quarter, and your shots fell.
I think that was one of the keys of the game. I talked earlier, we need to keep the tempo fast like that, and it really give them problems. Everyone's tired. I noticed people on both sides are really aired out. I had to call that timeout in the second. We were up by 7. I really thought it was important to come in with the lead. You know, our kids are playing so inspired right now. We know we're a Cinderella team, and, you know, they're just so relaxed and just having fun out here. And I think that's the other key for us, is just play. You're going to let Stephanie Lish play her man-to-man. So you got to score 20 or 25 tonight. We're going to win this game.
All right, thanks, Coach. Back to you.
All right, Coach Hayda, a smile on his face, and he should be smiling. Althoff leads 29-20 over Champaign Centennial.
Welcome back to Redbird Arena. This is the first game of the quarterfinals here for the Class AA Girls State Basketball Tournament, and we are at the half right now. Althoff is in the lead 29-22 Champaign Centennial, and joining me right now is the principal at Belleville Althoff, which is Sister Jan Rez. Thank you for joining us. This has to be really exciting since this is the first year that Althoff has made it downstate.
This is very exciting for us. It's really the first time that any of our basketball teams have made it this far to state. And I think sometimes people don't recognize or remember that there is a downstate Illinois, so we're glad to come upstate for once.
So how has the excitement been then this past week? Because it really has to have generated a lot of support from the parents as well as the community.
It's been great. In fact, we ended up having to cancel school today because about 600 of the 750 kids said they wanted to be here at the game. So we decided that we'd better take an emergency day today so that they could all come.
Well, you have fantastic athletic programs across the board. You have a great football team as well as a volleyball team. But the football team, was it this year or last year really that they made it for the first time into the Final Four?
Yeah, this is the first time in several years that they've made it into the Final Four, and that was this year, yes. And our boys basketball team tonight is playing for the regional final, so we lost a lot of our very good fan cheerleaders because they're normally in the front row.
So am I assuming that the road trip is after this morning's game or this afternoon's game, everybody's traveling back?
Right, everybody's going back, hopefully for the boys' game tonight to cheer them on.
That's wonderful. Now I know also that the girls volleyball, you have a very successful program and had a very good season this past year.
We did, and one of our starting players on basketball is one of our starters on volleyball. In fact, several of our volleyball players are on this team, but in particular our center, Sarah Thomas, is playing so well for us today, is one of our main volleyball players, so we're real excited.
Well, that's wonderful. Congratulations for making it downstate for the quarterfinals. That's Sister Jan Rez from Belleville Althoff, the principal. Also joining me now from Champaign Centennial is Dr. Judy Wiegand, and thank you so much for joining us because this is very exciting. The crowd has just been going wild, I've seen over here on Centennial's side, but this is the second time that Centennial has made it downstate for girls basketball, so you have to be very proud.
Oh, I'm very proud of them. Last year was great. It was our first time coming to state, and having a return trip like this, the second year, is just wonderful. Very proud of the girls, very proud.
Well, I remember last year that they had a tough game against Hinsdale Central, who ended up becoming the 2002 state title winners for Class AA. So this has to give them more of an incentive to know that they're coming back and they have a chance this afternoon to make it to the semis.
Oh, definitely, definitely. Even though we're down by a few points here, I'm sure second half they'll turn it around, and I'm confident that they'll be here again tomorrow for the second round.
What has the excitement been like this past week, ever since Monday?
Oh, it's been great. I mean, Monday night we took the super sectional, and it was a great game because we came from behind and won just in the last few seconds. The kids, the parents, the community has been so supportive of the girls this week and very excited. This morning we had a pep assembly to send them off, and everybody just showed wonderful school spirit, so it's been great. It's been great.
And Champaign Centennial also has a great football team. I mean, you have great athletic programs across the board.
Yes, we do. I mean, we're very lucky this year. We've been great with our football team going to playoffs. We've taken a state speech. We had one of our students, Kyle Garton, who took that tournament. We have our boys tonight for the regional championship down in Lincoln. Swimming, both boys and girls. Yeah, we're very good.
That's wonderful. Congratulations making it again, once again, to the quarterfinals. That's Dr. Judy Wiegand from Champaign Centennial. We've got a lot more to come, so stay with us right now at the half. Althoff 29, Champaign Centennial 20. We'll be back right after these local messages.
Althoff leading Champaign Centennial by 9. Welcome back to Redbird Arena in Bloomington Normal. Scott Slocum along with Bernie Chero. And Bernie, the first half comes down to one team putting the ball in the basket, the other one not shooting very well, and that's where we're at, 9-point difference.
Boy, Althoff is really doing some things with the basketball, definitely controlling the tempo of the game. They're shooting 50%. You're going to come out with the lead with that.
No question about it. As far as rebounding is concerned, that's pretty even here in the first half. But field goals, there's what tells the story. Centennial 9 for 29, Althoff 13 for 26. Rebounds even, blocks.
One of the things about rebounds, Scott, that I think is deceiving is the fact that Champaign Centennial has only 8 offensive boards and Althoff has 14 defensive boards. They have to be able to get their own offensive boards.
Points of the paint, big difference, and that's because of Stephanie Lish, and don't forget Sarah Thomas has 10 points.
Sarah Thomas is the factor right now. Coach Hayda said, let's get her involved in the game, and as you take a look at Sarah Thomas, she has 10 points. Stephanie Lish, 13. Teresa Lish, 6. Great balance right now. And Annie Parrott, she's not on there.
Right.
She's their leading scorer. They have to get her the ball. She has to make smart decisions and better choices with some shooting and some passing.
We'll return with more from Redbird Arena after these local messages.
We're back at the first game of the quarterfinals between Althoff and Champaign Centennial. Althoff in the lead by 9. Coach Tim Fairchild from Champaign Centennial not having a good first half, at least not what you would like. You're not really controlling the tempo of the game, but you're doing a great job, though, on defense.
Well, we still haven't been able to stop Stephanie Lish from going right all the time. That's what she wants to do, and you know, we're not getting help on her. We're not keeping her going left, and she's getting too nice of shots. We don't want her to get that good a look at the basket. You know, offensively, we're not reversing the ball. We're taking bad shots. I mean, and when we get inside, we got to take it up strong. They're not calling much at either end. You know, we've banged some people, and they've banged us, so we got to go up strong.
All right, thanks, Coach. Back to you, Scott.
Okay, Lisa, thank you very much. Coach Fairchild can't be at all happy with how his team has played in the first half. As he said, it's too much Stephanie Lish.
He's nailed it, and he's really not happy.
No, he's not really happy at all. And there's an early bucket from Wellinghoff that got Champaign Centennial off to a good start. But then it was Teresa Lish, the freshman, doing things beyond her years, and there's something Althoff fans have seen a lot of. Stephanie Lish knocking down a big jumper. There's the sister. Should we just make it the Lish package
factor.
or what?
That was one of the keys to the game.
But there is probably the big key. Sarah Thomas.
She's the X factor.
Yep. Already for Sarah Thomas, 10 points. She averages 8 on the season. She has been the difference. 29-20, Althoff leads Centennial. We'll be back with more. Champaign Centennial trying to avoid a repeat of last year, where they made it to Bloomington Normal and then went home. Got on the bus, went back on I-74 East home early, and they don't want to do that again.
No, and Champaign right now has to come out of the locker room with an inbounds play and score. They have to have some type of plan or play to get the ball inside and do some type of scoring.
They need Annie Parrott to find an answer for the freshman Teresa Lish. Butler at 6 in the first half, tries to add to that here.
Nice drive, excellent job, Tamira Butler. She took the ball strong from the top of the key, drove into the lane, and scored inside the paint.
They call her probably physically the most talented player to ever don a Charger uniform. Stephanie Lish gives to Renner, back to Stephanie. Boy, is she
Did
good.
you see that step through? Did you see that? I mean, we try and teach the girls how to do that. She's just natural.
You have to be born with that.
Every time Centennial scores, Althoff answers.
A shoe, Fees line, there's Butler. Wellinghoff. A shoe back to Wellinghoff. She steps in from 12, that's too hard. Sarah Thomas controls.
Just overshooting just a little bit. Ainsley was working very hard in the post position and then decided to come outside for a shot.
Didn't look like she wanted to shoot that. She figured, I'm open, I better put it up. There's Stephanie hanging and scoring.
Boy, you know, Coach Ada said in the locker room, if she scores 25 points, we're going to win this game. I think that's something that's on her mind right now.
Well, she's got 17. I think she's on pace. Bashu running in, throws up a shot, no, and guess who's got the rebound? Lish again.
Oh, boy, what a great decision. You know, she could have passed the basketball off, but she did a solid pull-up jumper, a little bit of a head fake. Tim Fairchild right now very concerned. His team's not making smart decisions with the offense.
And Lish completely under control on that break. Bashu, there's Parrott, still very quiet with 2 points.
Very patient, doing a good job. They need to try to work the ball inside.
There's Parrott. Short. Good follow. Can't get it to go, and Sarah Thomas big inside.
Great rebound by Sarah Thomas. She had double teamed, and she was able to kick the ball out.
Boy, the junior's playing awfully well.
Look at how much composure right now on Lish.
Slaps at the hand of Annie Parrott.
Solid playmaker with the ball right now.
Thomas can't get it to go. And Butler controls. 35-22. Butler.
Tamara, wow, what a nice
Thomas.
drive to the basket. 3 solid steps inside. Found the recovery and got her own basket.
Double figures for Butler. Now Lish loses Parrott. And then it's taken away by Bashu. 2-on-1. Bashu blocked, but a foul called on Stephanie Lish.
Solid block with a foul and the follow.
And Bashu slow to get up.
And you'll be able to see it was a great call. You know, I think there was a little bit of frustration when she turned the ball over, but she tried to make sure she didn't score the basket. She didn't want it to be a 3-point play.
Hey, you know, you don't want her to score, don't let her score.
Right.
Don't do anything flagrant.
And she's in a position where she could give that foul.
Oh, they needed that point, that's for sure. It gives the Centennial fans something to cheer about. Down by 10 now with 5:02 left to play. Milana Winskis re-enters the ball game, gives Feesline a little bit of a break. Now, it's interesting, they changed Parrott onto Lish, moved Feesline off of her. Offensive rebound, Wellinghoff can't get it to drop.
Sarah with a nice rebound.
10-point game. Thomas, ball fake, and
wow,
shot.
Great move to the left, get a solid ball fake, and then come up strong with the shot. Almost too soft, but it went in the basket very nicely.
Just floated through, didn't it?
Just floated through his right.
Parrott against Lish. Bashu hits a flashing Butler. And a traveling violation will be called on Milana Winskis. There's a timeout on the floor, 4:27 left to play in the third quarter. Althoff leads Centennial by 25. We'll be back after these local messages.
Basketball is successful as men. Our partners this year include Company Insurance and Financial Services, State Farm Insurance, Bloomington Normal Convention and Visitors Bureau, Wilson Team Sports, and Netco Scoreboard Company. Thanks to all of our corporate partners, this year's March Madness 2003.
12-point game. Althoff, their first ever Elite Eight appearance, leading Champaign Centennial. There's some Chicagoland McDonald's shootout at Willowbrook. Look at this. Pretty good representation of what's down here. 6 of the 8 teams that were there are here.
It was a great tournament in January. Some of the best teams in basketball in the state of Illinois were at the Willowbrook High School shootout, McDonald's shootout.
Althoff will try to add to their 12-point lead. There's Sarah Thomas feeling it and scoring.
I am so impressed with Sarah Thomas. You know, she is the person that nobody really knows about. She's come into this game and has really made a difference as a 6'1" junior.
Roundly misfires. Thomas
and she
another
gets the
rebound.
board.
Thomas known more for volleyball. Top 50 volleyball player. And there's a steal.
She's got 8 rebounds and she's shooting 7 for 8.
Wellinghoff steps through the defense of Lish. Can't get it to go. Winskis the rebound, but a travel. And frustration setting in a little bit here on the Chargers. Down by 14. You know, back to Sarah Thomas. She had 8 quick points in the super sectional. Doesn't score a lot, as we mentioned. That's what she averages, but today she has been gigantic.
Her presence is being felt. And that's what you need in the state tournament game. You need to have someone else step up that normally doesn't.
Oh, half-court trap now by Centennial. Good work by Renner dribbling away from it. Teresa Lish traveled on the baseline.
And she did. She did.
And that's a good job there by Coach Fairchild throwing that trap at him. First time we've seen that today, and Althoff wasn't ready for it.
And they have to keep up the pressure so that they can get more opportunities.
Parrott not able to connect. Good defense from Thomas helping out Lish. That time Centennial used 2 defenders to slow Lish down.
Nice pass.
And it goes up, blocked out of there.
Good defense by Ainsley Wellinghoff.
Got to give it to Centennial. Coach Ada, not exactly feeling great, but feeling pretty good. Of course, he's won 11 in a row. Last time they lost was almost 2 months ago.
And you don't remember that when you're here. This is like, you know, it's a new season, and you just want to get that first win because that means you get a trophy if you get that first win.
You want to come away with some hardware. Feesline back in the game. Parrott, Winskis goes up, can't get it to go. Rebound, Feesline.
The defense is making such a difference, altering Centennial's shot.
Bad pass by
steal right there. Here's a freshman. Tried to go to her left, and it was a good defensive stop.
And a foul on Annie Parrott. That'll put the freshman Teresa Lish at the free throw line.
But Scott, did you see how smart she was? She knew that she had to put up a shot so she could get 2 free throws out of it instead of just a possession. Most freshmen don't realize that. She has such a solid presence as a point guard. She knew, just release the ball so I could get to the line.
Needs to work on her free throw shooting. However, a make there, 44% on the year coming in.
She has 4 years to do that. 3 years.
She's going to be good. Remember this, well, you've known about the name. You'll keep hearing about it.
College coaches are writing your name down as we speak.
I can see him up there in P section. Brownlee stumbles and turns it over. And then a foul on Feesline, and Centennial fans not at all happy.
That's unfortunate because on the stumble, she stumbled on it, Althoff's player foot, and now we have a foul called on Centennial.
Althoff pulling away up by 16. Winskis almost with a steal. All 5 of these Althoff starters are going to play college sports. Lish able to save it. A couple will play basketball, 2 will play volleyball, 1 will play softball.
Crowd calling for over and back.
Well, they got their turnover anyway. Parrott to Winskis. And she turns it over. Sarah Thomas again right on the spot.
Struggling with some of the decision making.
Half-court trap now by the Chargers. Thomas.
Nice job, Sarah. You know, she made a good decision there because she really didn't have anybody to pass the ball to. So she, you know, took the ball, we call it a swing through, and stepped solid to the basket and drew the foul.
13th foul.
Wellinghoff and Bashu checking back in for Centennial. For Althoff, it's Crute back in.
For Champaign Centennial, 31, Ainsley Wellinghoff in. Also 23, Megan.
Winner will play in the semifinals tomorrow against the winner of our next game, Fenwick and Galesburg. Centennial zones the out of bounds. Now they trap. Lish to Sarah Thomas, who scores
Lish
again.
to Thomas. A quick pass inside at the high post. A nice answer.
16 for Sarah. And the lead is 18. The shoe cut off. Parrott got it.
That's our first basket in a long time. They needed that.
Had just one basket in the first half, one here in the second, averages 13 a game. 43-27. Stephanie Lish comes up short.
Gets her on board.
And we're going to get the shoe for reaching in and fouling. First foul on Bashu, the fourth team foul. Neither team even close to the bonus, only one team foul on Althoff. That's what some of the Centennial fans are barking about.
Nice pass.
Crute with the finish.
That was a great pass. Nicole Crute kept the ball up high inside, hit the glass, soft touch on the glass, and just laid it in.
Back to 18. Feesline. That was big.
Yeah, Feesline was a nice jump shot.
Nearing the end of the third quarter of play, Centennial desperately trying to stay in this game.
They need a big defensive stop here. Centennial needs to really step up defensively. There you go.
The steal. Oh, and a jump ball. Bashu and Lish battle at the free throw line.
Megan Bashu knowing how important and critical this possession is.
Well, what's interesting also, it's important also is for Althoff here. They get the ball to start the fourth quarter also. Thomas.
Sarah Thomas is on fire today.
Battling
9 for 10,
Lish.
90%.
Yes,
9 for 10.
It's not exactly like she's shooting layups either, Bernie. She's shooting
And
10
she's
to
got
12
the
footers.
defense all over her.
Under 10 seconds. Feesline, foul.
Good decision by Leah. Drive in and draw the foul.
Feesline had the tough duty in the first half trying to guard Stephanie Lish. Now she's picked it up scoring-wise here in the second half. Misses the free throw, though. Concern on that man's face, that's for sure. Tim Fairchild, flashbacks from a year ago.
Well, you know, they've only gone to the line 7 times, and against this type of team, you want to have, you know, some solid penetration, dribble penetration, and be able to get to the line more often.
Centennial with the bucket. Now the free throw, Lish with 1 second to Teresa Lish.
Whoa! What a way to end a quarter. Teresa Lish, she caught that ball out of a solid pass and just focused on that basket all the way through out of the release. It was nothing but net, as you see.
Althoff 8 minutes away from the state semifinals.
Althoff's presence isn't only being felt on the court. Look at these guys in the stands. They've been doing this throughout the entire game. First game of the quarterfinals. Right next to me is Matt. And Matt, you guys got a busy day because you're leaving here, and then where are you going?
We're going to the boys' game back at home. Watch them play O'Fallon.
And they've been doing this. You've supported the girls' team this whole season. They're not even going to give them a chance to talk because they're so excited. The first time Althoff has made it downstate, and right now it's looking good that they're going to move on to the semis. Back to you, Scott.
All right, Lisa.
Scott, that's March Madness at its finest.
You bet. You bet. Parrott off the inbounds, earns a trip to the free throw line. And if you're Centennial, now's no time to give up. I mean, you played all year. You played 33 games. You have 8 minutes left. Do whatever you can.
And don't give up. A lot can happen in one quarter. Get your game on. Take what's got you here. And Annie Parrott can do that. Centennial can do that. She shoots 45%. That's her field goal percentage. Right now, she's 2 for 9. So she just has to find her shot.
Makes them both, and almost a steal.
Great pressure defense by Centennial. He's changing things up here, putting on a player-to-player press, unlike the trapping gap shooting press that he had earlier.
Lachou will try her hand with Teresa Lish. No problems for Teresa. Crew can't finish.
Big board by Tamara Butler. They need to score here.
Parrott. Feesline for 3.
There you go! Way to go, Leah Feesline. The crowd really supporting the Centennial Chargers.
And another turnover.
Solid defensive pressure right now.
It was 19 when that clock read 8 minutes. It says 7:31 now, and it's 14. Winskus inside, almost
the crowd
a bucket.
moaning, wanting it to go in, but that's okay because this is what they did. They stopped the clock, they're putting her to the line, and she has an opportunity to score without losing any time.
Coach Fairchild, you can't tell if he's up by 20 or down by 20, just no emotion at all. Third point of the afternoon for Winskus.
Melina, a senior coming off the bench, is a very solid contributor to the Centennial Chargers. Really showing some composure right now.
You bet they are. We're at 12. 50-38. Here comes the Heat again. Lish.
Ooh, nice pressure by Megan Bouchou. And Teresa Lynch, she did carry the ball. And I think we're going to have a timeout here. Don Hayda says, let's talk about it, ladies.
Well, Althoff had a comfortable lead. A comfortable lead. That lead is shrinking. This IHSA broadcast is brought to you by Country Insurance and Financial Services. Real people, real answers, real quick.
I love my job because I get to work with people. I totally consider my clients friends. I appreciate it when they actually ask me over for dinner.
I feel if you don't know a person personally, then how do you know what insurance they're really going to need?
We are real people. We all have the same goals, we have the same ambitions, and some of the same fears.
We definitely think of the client in personal terms.
When they trust you and they like you and you've helped them, it makes me feel great.
This is my country.
Call me anytime.
We're back at Redbird Arena on the campus of Illinois State University. 50-38 the score in favor of Belleville Althoff. A 7-0 run. Bernie Cheryl.
In 35 seconds, Scott. That's not a lot of time. 7 points in 35 seconds.
And it's Centennial ball. There's Sarah Thomas. Huge game. 18 points today. She, as you see there, averages 8. She's going to go to college and play volleyball. I asked her coach where. He goes, I'm not sure, but she has a Southwest Missouri State shirt on. So that's probably a pretty good indication as we see Parrott's shot rejected. Big defensive stand for the Crusaders. Lish. Down low to Sullivan. She gathers, goes up, no. And lost it out of bounds.
A lot of strength there. A lot of strength inside. Showing, holding the ball and trying to power it up. Defense knocking it out, but then she tapped it out of bounds. Okay, now this is a very important possession because Centennial can go on a 9-0 run here. And they have to be very patient and look for a high percentage shot.
Winskus to Parrott. Almost.
And she's in there for the board. Annie Parrott goes in and goes after her on rebound.
Alternating possession rule. Gives it to Belleville Althoff.
Look at the defense. Look at the defense. Great pressure.
And Lish struggling in the backcourt. 10-second count is on. They just get across. Renner double team. And Thomas.
Oh, the defense did that. The defense did that. There was excellent double team. As soon as they crossed the half-court line, Tamara Butler went with that first initial pass, caused her to get rid of the ball, and there was nobody there.
Coach Fairchild saved the pressure till the fourth quarter, and is it paying off? A 12-point game.
This is exactly what they did in the super sectional game.
Parrott blocked. Winskus is fouled.
Not a smart shot, I don't think. You know, it was great that you were there for the rebound, but look for the open player. Maybe give a kick back outside. But she was smart enough to get the foul.
Winskus done a nice job off the bench here today. She has 5 rebounds. 4 points for the 5'11 senior. Now foul.
8-0 run.
We said right when the fourth quarter started, Bernie, that hey, you're never out of a game. Centennial must have been listening. Here comes the Heat once again. It's down to 10.
And this is where composure is going to be really critical as a freshman point guard. She's going to have to really make good decisions.
And it was a good decision to get it to the senior who can't score, but Althoff will maintain possession as Tamara Butler not able to hang on to that rebound. And it gets it in out top to Lish.
Althoff has to find their half-court game, which is very solid in the first half.
Good look. Sullivan rejects the goal.
That was a great block. Great block. All ball.
Excuse me, Bernie, we're seeing why Leah Feesline was all state in Montana.
Yes, take a look at Leah Feesline. She anticipates this pass and she goes right for the ball. It was a great block.
She's having a big game here today.
And not a smart decision with the foul.
10 points for Feesline, the big block there. Parrott, there's Feesline. Centennial being patient this time down. Lachue into the lane.
Nice rebound to Mary Butler. How much strength did that take to get that position and put it up strong?
It's an 11-0 run and a turnover. Lish stepped on the sideline.
Crowd is going crazy behind the Centennial Chargers. Support is just abundant in the stands.
And Winskus gets free.
You know, and who made that happen? Annie Parrott from the backcourt saw her open player underneath. 13-0 run.
50-44 and almost another turnover. Stephanie Lish fouled. Let's see if that's on the floor or in the act of shooting. That will be on the floor.
No shot. They're calling a no shot.
And that's only the 5th team foul against Centennial, so it'll be Althoff ball underneath the basket.
I'm really impressed still with Belleville. They're very composed. They don't seem to be rattled.
That's a concerned look, though, right there.
He is very concerned, and rightly so. But the presence of Centennial's defense, which is what got them to the arena in the first place, has really showed up in the fourth quarter.
Good work by Tamara Butler. She gets a rest. 12 points. Almost another turnover. And there's a foul.
I'm not sure that Belleville is realizing what Centennial is doing. They are double teaming the ball. Every time someone gets the ball, they double team it. And what they need to do is have their guards be side by side, maybe do a guard-to-guard break so that they can come out of the double team a little bit easier instead of having to go cross-court with their passes. But just watch. They double team immediately.
And they're keeping Stephanie Lish under control. Only 6 here in the second half. She misses there. Parrott controls.
Very frustrating.
Oh, good steal. Stephanie Lish, a nice job. And then there's a foul in the backcourt. It's going to be called on Althoff.
Belleville's still looking for their first basket.
We've played nearly half of the fourth quarter. And Althoff still has yet to score, as Bernie just mentioned. And that will put Althoff into the bonus.
Stephanie Lish, 1 and the bonus.
This team struggles from the line, though, 62%.
She shoots 80, though.
Not Stephanie,
She's an
you're
80% free throw shooter.
that breaks the drought. Stephanie Lish comes through.
And they actually needed those points.
Now Feesline. Under 4.5 to play. Stephanie Lish.
That's a D1 move right there. Taking the steal and going half court and going all the way to the glass.
It was down to 6. Your D1er has just made it 10 again. Ah, they'll love her at Indiana State. Parrott, no. Winskus, another big rebound, and Mallory Sullivan will get called for the foul.
Mallory Sullivan really didn't have position underneath, so it was very difficult for her to box out, and that's why the foul was called.
Now they're going to love her in Terre Haute, of course.
Annie Parrott went to the line thinking that she was shooting, but
they're not going to like her in Peoria, Bloomington Normal, Carbondale.
We'll see her here quite a bit. Yes, I'm anxious to see her on the floor against the Redbirds.
Wellinghoff will get a break, and Butler will return. Front end missed, and a foul is going to be called on Feesline. We'll come back down the other way. Nicole Krut's going to shoot one of the bonus.
Leah Feesline had to go after that ball, though. You know, it was a loose ball foul.
Feesline plays hard.
Yes.
That sure is nice if you're a coach. You show up end of August and, hey, Coach, can I play on your basketball team? And Coach Fairchild probably said, well, you know, have you ever played? Well, I was all-state last year in Montana. That's nice.
I'll tell you what, I would take any player that's all-state from anywhere in the United States.
Nicole Krut, another workmanlike effort for her. Takes the first one.
First time to the line for her.
Coach Hayda feels a little bit better now.
Well, I think he feels that, you know, they're starting to get a little bit more control of what's happening. But Centennial not giving up on the defensive end.
Ashley Brownlee back in. Throws up a crazy shot, and Lish with a rebound, and a foul was going to be called on Feesline.
That was really a good call because she was fouled from behind, and again, a lot of strength by Stephanie Lish. She is so strong when she goes up to board. And she calmly goes through the free throw line, shooting 80% for the year.
She's got 21 points on the afternoon. Makes the front end.
6 for 7 from the line today.
Hey, she is every bit as good as we've heard.
And getting better throughout the game.
Feesline out. Winskus returns. Misses the second. Lead is 12. Bashu.
Oh, what a block!
And touch last by Bashu.
Crowd disagreeing with that call. But take a look at the block, and I'm going to agree with the call because as she was blocked, Bashu tried to recover it. See, she recovered it and tried to force a shot out of that block. That was a great call.
Teresa Lish pushes back up the other way.
That's not a move by a freshman. Great decision-making by the freshman. Had her eyes up the entire time looking at the glass. Tim wants a timeout. Good decision.
A 13-0 run to start the fourth quarter by Champaign Centennial. And now an 8-0 run by Althoff to put some distance between themselves and the Chargers.
There is only 3 minutes and 30 seconds left in this game between Belleville Althoff and Champaign Centennial. And Champaign Centennial told me, you know what, bite your tongue because we're coming back. The lead right now is still by Althoff, 58-44. But joining me is Marley. She has been supporting Champaign Centennial this entire time. And what does your school do different compared to others when it comes to the fans?
I think that we just show a lot more spirit, and we have signs for each girl on the team, and we show them that we really support them. We make shirts, and we're just...
They are very loud. They have not stopped this entire time. And as you know, Champaign Centennial's been doing a great job defensively with the pressure in this fourth quarter. Back to you, Scott.
And Annie Parrott gives Charger fans something to cheer about with a bucket. Makes it a 12-point game. Only 3 minutes left, though. Althoff now starting to
take a look. They're spreading it out a little bit, and they just really need to be careful to make sure they have a guard-to-guard release out of this pressure.
Crew not able to get that one to drop. Probably not the best shot in the world. Bashew just inside the arc.
She's a little too open. I think she rushed it, and she should have just taken her time, but smart shot to take.
Thomas with her 11th rebound. Sarah Thomas. Her shot is rejected by Butler. Stephanie Lish. Got it.
In with the basket. Stephanie made that happen. Solid step through and just force that inside to just have that ball roll in.
26 for Lish. Winskus to Bashew, and she's fouled. And Crew can't believe it.
She thought she was straight up, but you know what, Scott? She did a lot of leaning into that shot.
A little over 2 minutes left to play. The winner gets Fenwick or Galesburg tomorrow at 11 a.m.
Situation for Megan Bashew.
And they get a trophy. You
That's
win
right.
this game, and you get to come home with a state tournament trophy.
Bonus shot.
First one is good by Bashew. I think that's her first point of the day. Actually, no, that's her second. Couple of big free throws there for Centennial. Trail by 12. Ooh, Lish tripped in the backcourt by Bashew. Inadvertent trip.
And, you know, honestly, she's smiling.
She says, I'm fine, really, I am.
That's not going to happen in a year or two. It's just on that line and watch the ball go in. That's what the coach is telling her.
Excuse me, Bernie Winskus sits down Brownlee in. Teresa Lish works out by playing with two boys off the JV team.
And her sister.
And her sister.
Nice shot. She stayed on the line, did a nice follow through.
She's got 14, including 3 of 4 from the line. Considering she was 44% coming in, that's outstanding. 13-point game. Butler hangs and scores.
Scott, did you notice that? That was a nice high-low cut all the way through. And that's what Centennial has to look for. Get involved with the offense. Get Tamara involved in the offense. She had a nice solid post move up the high post. Led into that pass very well.
Let's be honest, time is running out. We're sitting here and it's an 11-point game. We have a minute 51 left to play. What more can Centennial do here?
Do you know what? I tell you what, every possession right now is critical, and so is the defensive possession. But if I were Coach Hayda, I would tell them, take your time with the ball, protect it. Time is on your side.
Well, it certainly helps to have the Lishes, but again, let's talk about Sarah Thomas. What a game. 20 points, 11 rebounds. And she's a girl that we heard about in the super sectional. You know, 8 points, big. Well, Centennial's got to come back. Let's head on over there and see what Coach Fairchild's saying to his girls. There's a little idea of what was said in the huddle over there, and Coach Fairchild has a lot of help. A couple of real active assistant coaches. That's nice to have.
You know what? I'm sure every head coach would agree with me. You are only as strong as your assistants make you. Your feeder programs, it's all about what they do in 7th, 8th grade. Your assistants, I can't say enough about assistant coaches.
These line almost got
unsung heroes
yep, they really are.
In any sport. They do all the legwork. Big defensive stop needs to happen for Centennial to make a difference.
Stephanie Lish threw one of the Centennial girls to the ground.
Now notice who they have handling the ball.
Stephanie Lish. And they turn it over though. Stephanie got the ball to Reno, tried to go down low to Sullivan, couldn't handle it, and that's a turnover.
And Coach Hayda's pointing, he wants it to be kicked back out.
Parrott launches.
Very happy about that decision. He didn't think that was a good decision to make. Of course, he wants a tip out of the shot.
Parrott could be playing in her final game. She will not play in college.
Teresa wants the ball. smart choice by the sister.
Centennial has to start fouling. 1:19 left.
They need to kick it back out to the top.
Althoff starting to feel it.
And they have to have quick, sharp passes now.
There's a foul on Parrott.
You really want to be careful not to let that ball float around.
This copyrighted broadcast is presented for the exclusive entertainment and non-commercial use of our audience. Any reproduction, rebroadcast, or other use of this program without the express written consent of the Illinois High School Association and cost broadcast sales is strictly prohibited. Stephanie Lish, 27 now.
7 for 9 from the line, 10 for 16 from the field.
Short on this one, and rebound control by Butler. 12-point game, 1 minute to play. Brownlee. This will stay Centennial ball. You know, we were talking about Annie Parrott, Big 12 Player of the Year. Started every game for 4 years. Doesn't want to play in college. She said she's had enough. She's going to go to Illinois, Notre Dame, and wants to become maybe a doctor.
She's a very smart young lady.
She is. And there's Stephanie Lish controlling any loose ball that she is near.
What's the strength, though? I mean, it's just amazing. Tamara Butler and Stephanie Lynch both inside, just fighting for that basketball, and you just love to see the kids get down on the floor and go after a loose ball like that.
She has been everything we heard about today.
She has never lost her composure, even when Centennial was knocking at the door, you know, getting closer with every possession. She just held everybody in control.
Feesline will sit down, gets a nice round of applause. 10 points, 8 rebounds. She's a nice player. We heard a lot about her. She's a very, very solid player, 5'8" senior. She'll be moving on. There's Althoff. They don't do it from three-point land, that's for sure. They do it from inside the arc, and they do it well. Going to win for the 24th time in 29 outings. And this is a team that not a lot of people talked about, Bernie, and that's unfortunate for them, but they're going to do all the talking and go to the final.
Exactly. When I came in here, they were definitely the underdog. They were picked by many media as the underdog, and after I talked to Coach Hayda, he convinced me. He told me that their schedule was a tough schedule. They're ranked number 2 offensively, and they just do all the right things.
There's a wild 3 by Bashu, no good. Willinghoff, no. She'll try again, no. And Thomas has yet another rebound for Belleville Althoff, who will advance on to the state semifinals. And the crowd starts to let them know the appreciation. And there's a foul by Bashu, and Jenna Renner will go to the free throw line and shoot 2. 24 seconds left. Belleville Althoff. Their first ever Elite 8, now their first ever state semifinal.
How fun for them, how fun for the community, and it's so neat. And if you're still in Althoff, come on down, or we should say come on up now.
That's right.
To Redbird Arena tomorrow. Plenty of tickets. Experience the March Madness. It's a once-in-a-lifetime for these kids, parents, family, community. It's great for Belleville Althoff and anyone who can experience it. There's some excellent basketball being played here.
Oh, this crowd has to go back down for the boys' game tonight. Then they'll be back up here tomorrow morning, putting a lot of miles on I-55. Free throw miss. Sarah Thomas. Oh, can't get it to drop. But she got another rebound.
Great stats for Sarah Thomas today.
18 points, 14 boards. Another block by Thomas. There's Aaron Hosch. And double dribble is going to be called on Katie Roberts. Fenwick and Galesburg next. And we're going to get a timeout taken here as you see Tamara Butler. The other side of things, Bernie. I mean, you've been here before. You've been here in winning. You've been here in losing. And it feels bad to lose, but what these girls have to understand, what they've done to make it to the Elite 8 2 years in a row, that's unheard of.
You know, I'll tell you what, we've been here 3 times, and as a coach, you love coming back with the hardware, but to experience Redburn Arena, to experience March Madness, the IHSA does such a great job giving the girls and the coaches the opportunity to have this tournament. it's a once-in-a-lifetime dream, and Centennial has had the opportunity to do it twice. He's got a young team, and they could possibly be back. For Belleville Althoff, first time, how fun for them to know that they're going to come home with some type of hardware.
Oh,
There's a future player.
she's like, hey, let's get this game over with. I want to watch Fenwick play. I didn't come to see these two teams.
Number 1 ranked Fenwick in the state.
That's right. And there's Althoff. Their principal said that they had to cancel school today. 600 kids wanted to come to the game. I don't know if I see 600 kids up there, though. They must be home watching on television or studying, one or the other, right, Bernie?
I'll tell you, it looks like a pretty good crowd. I don't think studying is a factor.
And a steal off the inbounds. Shot is missed. Clock will expire. That's it. Belleville Althoff, an impressive performance. They win by a final score of 63-50. And hugs all the way around for Coach Hayda and the Althoff girls.
It was fun because freshman Teresa Lish just let her jaw drop, and she's like, wow!
Sarah Thomas, 18 points, 15 rebounds. Stephanie Lish, 27 points, 11 rebounds. Teresa Lish, 14 and 4.
How about the keys?
That's hard to beat.
The keys, the Lish factor, we talked about it. But again, I think Sarah Thomas, solid contributor, 9 for 12, 18 points, great contribution.
Outstanding contribution, but tomorrow your keys to the game, you might need to add the Sarah Thomas factor.
You know, I'm sure that when I talk to Don Hayda, there's going to be some interesting comments.
Lisa Prati is standing by with the head coach and the MVP of the game. Lisa.
Scott, we're talking here. I've got Coach Hayda. He's so excited. First time making it downstate, and now you're moving on to the semis.
Well, I'll tell you what, we thought Champaign was a little cocky yesterday. They watched us shoot around. I thought they were very lackadaisical. It really fired our kids up. And I'll tell you, we came out with a great effort. We were a little shaky for a few minutes there in the third quarter. We had to waste the timeout at the beginning of the fourth, but our kids really stuck it out, and I am so proud of them. This is so exciting. We're bringing some hardware home.
Well, it's nice also that Teresa as well as Stephanie, they really complement one another on the court, and you can really tell that it really holds the whole team together.
I'm just smiling because it's not a secret. It's a secret for you all. I've been watching this for a couple years. They did a great job, and I'll tell you what, Sarah Thomas stepped up and was absolutely unbelievable today. Not only scoring, rebounding, playing defense. You know, what can I say? It was a great day for us, and we're going to live to die another day.
Well, you handled the defensive pressure with that Champaign Centennial put on you, and you really, you didn't even matter. You went straight to the boards and you put it in.
Well, that was the whole strategy, is you can't get tentative. You got to attack the basket. We didn't do it to quite the efficiency I wanted us to, but you know what? We did a great job anyway, and I'm really proud of our kids.
Coach Hayda, very excited to move on to the semis. Joining me now is the Country Insurance Player of the Game, Sarah Thomas. And Sarah, you really did such a fantastic job on the court. Everybody's always talking about the Lish sisters, but really you stood out and made a difference.
Just, you know, we all had to do what we had to do to win this game, and we're so happy we're in the Final Four. It's never happened, so it's just, I didn't want to lose, so I did what I had to do.
Do you ever know when you go into a game like this that how many points you're about to score? Because you had 18, I believe, that you finished with, as well as the fact that Lish had 26 and her sister Teresa had about 14. But you guys do such a wonderful job on the court itself, and the pressure of being downstate for the first time. Did you even feel that?
I was nervous. To tell you the truth, I was actually more nervous playing today than I ever have been. And no, I don't really think about how many points I'm going to come out. I just come out and do what I have to do.
Well, you did a fantastic job today. Sarah Thomas is the Country Insurance Player of the Game. And Scott, moments away now from that big Fenwick-Galesburg game. Back to you.
You bet. Thank you very much, Lisa. Smiles all the way around as far as Belleville Althoff is concerned. Final score 63-50. Sarah Thomas, 18 points, 15 rebounds. We saw some of the highlights, Bernie. She wasn't just making layups. She was moving, dribbling to the left, firing up 15-footers. She was outstanding.
She didn't play like she was nervous. She said she was nervous. She didn't play like she was nervous. She played like a state tournament contender, and that's what Belleville Althoff did, and that's why they're in the Final Four.
They are in the Final Four. They get some hardware. Now, they're nothing new to success in girls sports. Their volleyball team has a very good program as well. So
Well, you know, as Coach said, we live to die another day. I love that quote. And he's the type of man that will get his girls ready to play. He's very enthusiastic, but he has a calmness in him that allows him to get the girls to perform to their abilities. He knows what they can do, and he encourages them to get that done.
63-50, Althoff over Champaign Centennial. We'll return to Redbird Arena with more after this local timeout.